Welcome to Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit. This is the third round of the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Race Series. This is also the first and the only track day that the BMW Car Club has this year. So I'm Gerard Botha, and with me in studio is Bernard de Gavea that's going to do the commentary right today. So the guys are prepping and ready to rock and roll today in this fabulous day. And what a fantastic sight it is to see all this Bavarian metal in action today.
In Class A, we have our poleman Paulo Loureiro, second Rick Loureiro, and third was Alwyn Steenkamp.
I suppose it's a world-class track. You've got space everywhere. It's obviously if you make a bit of a mistake, there's enough runoff. There's enough track for everyone to obviously try and up their skills, and you can tend to get more maximum of the car on a track like this compared to some of the smaller tracks that we race on. So I don't have much experience with the previous Kyalami. I've only been probably racing for about the last four and a half years. I did a couple of laps. It's obviously it's geared more for the faster cars now. With longer gears, you can get more top end. That would be my opinion.
Right, your Class B qualifiers, Andreas Meyer, Carlo Garbini and Jan Everstein. So Andreas Meyer opted to start at the back of the grid after he's broken out of his class. And that's going to be interesting. Class C, Salvi Gulteri, Ian Cotwell and Jonathan Martos.
I've got fond memories of Kyalami since the 90s. I used to come and watch all the Grand Prix and race here and all the BM days in those days. So one of my favorite tracks, actually, if not the favorite track in South Africa. Love it to death. Awesome. I definitely think it's improved. I like the runoff area at the bowl. Very, very nice. It helps you gain a little bit faster. You can make more mistakes and come away without hurting yourself or the car. And turn one also is beautiful. It's a lot more challenging, and with my turbo car we get good speeds down the bottom, and it's interesting. It's nice. Very, very nice. Oh, anyone in the class is fast today. They're all very quick. Ian's very fast. Matos is fast. Renier is very fast. It's a luck of the draw. I think I got lucky. I did a good lap in the race. A different story, but we'll try our best and see what we can do.
And over to Class D, Matthew Wadley is first, followed by Varish Gunpath and William Einkamer in his rental. And Class C, Nicholas van Zyl, our championship leader, Manny Ribeiro second and Rupert Giesing.
Right, so this is heat number one of the BMW Racing Series.
And there we have Rick taking the lead, going straight into turn two. Is he going to maintain the lead? It looks like it. I don't think Alwyn will be able to overtake him. But look at Oz. What's Oz doing? He's going over into Jan.
Oh, they
almost
both pushed out wide there. And this is going to cause a little bit of a lost time for both of them there. But the rest of the field is catching up nicely. This is the leaders now. This is Rick Loureiro, followed by Alwyn Steenkamp and Adrian Dalton there in third position. It looks like Rick is opening a little bit of a gap there.
Well, George's car is smoking a bit there. Hopefully he has no problems there. Here's Oz. Now you see what happened to him. He's now fallen back into the clutches of the Class C guys. And look at that touring. A turbo 325 turbo.
Right now we're on board here with Andreas Meyer as he fights his way through the classes, and you can see this is the tail end of Class E, and he had to start at the back of the grid that he opted to do, and he's really making a fantastic job of it. He's already passed the Class E cars, now he's got the Class D cars inside. This is our race leaders, Rick Loureiro and Alwyn Steenkamp, Adrian Dalton. George Estrella now there in fourth place. This is a quite big field. This is 35 BMWs currently on the track, and they battling it out to take top honors for today's action. There you can see the field coming down with Troy Cochran there in the green monster car. Beautiful turnout vehicle there.
And there we have Len Henry Goby in his beautifully turned out Z4. He's racing in Class A this weekend because he's on full slicks. And now here we have the Brat Pack coming along, the Class C guys.
Now you can see Andreas Meyer already there in the background. He's fighting through there in the colourful car. That is Jonathan Martos. Really also having a lekker day today on board here with Andreas Meyer as he fights through past Varish Gunpath. Now he's got Rob Gearing in his sights. Thank you, buddy. I need this space. He's fighting his way through the back end of the field.
As he's trying to catch up to Rob Gearing in that beautiful green 325 IS. They're going down now the main straight to the end of the first lap.
and this is Andreas Meyer back on board here. Now you can see he's late braking. This is an absolute machine in the E36 Super Touring car. Look at how many places now he's overtaken Neil Reynolds there. Now he's got Jonathan Martos in his sights. Jonathan Martos making that car as wide as he can.
Jonathan is in a turbo 328, so Andreas will not have the advantage down the straights, but in the corners he'll be very quick.
It's unbelievable that that natural aspirated car can actually move so fast, but that sequential gearbox is absolutely doing the trick here today. Now he's going to take it on the wide here. Is he going to take Wadley? Yes, and he's taking him outside. He needs the spaces. He's going to move his way up. He's meaning business. This man wants the win in his class, and he's going to fight for it.
And here we're back with the Class E battle. In front, Nicholas van Zyl, followed by Manny Ribeiro and Rupert Kiesing. And here we have Craig Herbst in his slightly damaged car, back on board with Manny Ribeiro in a 330 Touring. The motor was recently upgraded to a 330, which has improved the car immensely. He's now a competitor in Class E as he tries to catch Nicholas van Zyl.
Well, now you can see David Kutsia there coming in with Urs Biagioni behind him, and this is Ian Cotwell in that 235 BMW. They really battling it out.
And there goes Cotwell down the mine shaft. Let's see what's going to happen in the Crocodiles as they come down. David Kutsia, and there's the poolman Urs Biagioni, followed by Ian Cotwell, and the new hearse driven by Dino Familiaris.
So in the background you can see the Andreas Meyer fighting his way through. He's got Trevor Long now in his sights. He's making his way to the top of his class really quickly. Trevor Long now has to fight off his position. Let's have a look what's going to happen. Trevor takes it wide. Andreas going to go on the inside, and he takes a position away there from Trevor Long. Now he's got Dino Familiaris in his sights as Dino passes. Now Andreas Meyer followed by Trevor Long. And Cochrane coming in there as well. David Kutsia now here with Jan Everstein. Jan Everstein, he's going to take the inside, and Jan has done a successful job there taking the inside there.
But David slowed down. Something's wrong with David's car. Maybe he's missed a gear or something. As we keep following Jan Everstein going through the 3 into barbecue.
This is fantastic action as we see the race leaders now coming at the top here. Now this is Rick Lorero followed by Alwyn Steenkamp. Alwyn is not going to let Rick run away with this. He really wants first position. Right, as they're coming down into the old bowl, let's have a look what's going to happen. Alwyn's going to take it wide. Rick must watch out here. Oh, Alvin is setting up a nice maneuver here. Rick. Oh, Rick is broke. Yes, he's overtaken him. So Alvin Steenkamp has now changed the positions. Now Alvin Steenkamp is in the first position, followed by Rick Lorero. Rick has been caught off guard there. And let's see what Rick is going to do now. Rick is going to go wide and try to brake late here. Alwyn Steenkamp has got the power. Now you can see the fire-breathing dragon of that vehicle of his as he pulls on the power, trying to get away from Rick. This is absolutely close action right here at Kyalami.
And we go back to the Class C brigade. We see Salvi there. I think he's battling a bit there at the back there, trying to catch Troy Cochrane and Trevor Long up front.
Back to Class D battle. This is the 3 leaders, and they've broken away from the rest of the pack. Leading the pack here is Van Zyl, followed by Ribeiro, and then Gissing.
And here we have our Class D leader Matthew Wadley, followed by Neil Reynolds and Rob Gearing, both in Class C cars. Second in Class D is Varish Gampath, followed by Renier Smith in a Class C car. So as you can see, we've got great battles between the Class C and D guys throughout the race. Oh, we have a spin. It's Trevor Long in the Roof Surgeon car. He's been out of it for about good 2 years now, and he's back in the racing seat. Hopefully he can recover. I think he has restarted, and he's lost four positions, and he's back on track. Thank goodness he's back on track. What a beautiful looking car.
Well, I tell you, I think you need to get your things going. if you absent for so long from racing. But here's the race leaders as we're coming past here now. This is Alwyn Steenkamp on the inside in the grey BMW. Is Rick going to take him? No, Alwyn Steenkamp breathes some more fire and keeping Rick at bay still. This is a fantastic battle. They absolutely respect each other. You can see they're keeping their distances from each other.
And the leaders are catching up now to the back markers. The back markers are going to come into play now. Let's see what happens now. Nicholas Fisher, I think he's going to be eaten up alive by that fire-breathing dragon of Alwyn Steenkamp, and Rick Lorero will be in close pursuit. Let's see what happens. And they're around him very easily. He got out the way very quickly.
And this is going to be a fantastic battle. It looks like Rick is setting up on the inside line, coming into Crowthorne. Yeah, are they going to take? What is going to happen here? And it looks like Rick Lorero has taken it away from Alwyn Steenkamp. Alwyn goes wide and Rick keeps his car as wide as possible.
As they're going to come through into back markers again, as you can see there. And Rick's still staying in front.
This is really going to be interesting to see what happens now as they catching up to Class E. Class E leaders here, Van Zyl, Ribeiro and Gissing. Here comes Rick Lorero in the mix now with the Class E battles.
And he gets past him quite easily. Let's see if Van Zyl is going to get in the way or not. And no, he's out the way. We're back on board with Manny Ribeiro in the touring. Let's see what he can do. If he can maybe pounce on Van Zyl as the leaders go through. But it doesn't seem like he can.
Let me tell you, those Class A cars came past the Class E cars like they're looking for parking. This is on board here with Manny Ribeiro as he's got Nicholas Van Zyl still in his sights. Race leader now, Rick Lorero, and it looks like he's slightly pulled away from Alwyn Steenkamp. Now he means business. He's going to hammer on the power and down the mine shaft here, where he's got probably the biggest advantage. This is David Coetzee on the outside, and look in the back there, we've got Andreas Meyer catching up there to Jan Everstein. Jan Everstein looking for a way past David Coetzee here. And look at Andreas Meyers overtaking two people at the same time. That is fantastic move there by Andreas Meyer. What a racing action we've got here, Kyalami. This is brilliant work from Andreas Meyer and the Super Touring car.
Unbelievable stuff all the way from the back of the grid. And I think he's lying in about second or third position in Class B. Amazing work.
That was a surprise attack there from Andreas Meyer. I think Jan Everstein didn't expect that at all.
Back on board with Andreas Meyer as he's about to go into the S's. Let's see how this car handles the S's. It's a beautifully done up car. This is the ex-Dion Joubert touring car chassis from the 90s. Although it's had a few changes, big wings and big diffusers added to it.
Right, now here comes some vehicles. This is Salvi Gulteri, followed by Dino Familiaris and Jonathan Martos in that colourful car. And fighting it out, you'll see a rear shot from them coming past now. That is Salvi Gulteri, followed by Dino Familiaris and Martos in the background there.
Oh, there's a problem with David Coetzee. He's gone off. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he lost a bit of brakes there, but he's back on track. Let's see if he can make it back into the race or not.
Right, so our Class C battle is Ian Cotwell, Salvi Gulteri, Dino Familiaris and Martos there in that beautiful coloured vehicle and battling it out. Who's going to take top honours in their class? Right, as the drivers now entering into the next lap, you can see tyre wear is really setting in. This is in the heat of the day, and we can really see this race now getting to an end. This is some of the back markers here being caught by the leader of Class B, Carlo Garbini, there in the background. You can see also the Class A car there of Lenin Rigobi coming past in that grey BMW Z series. And look at the back there, that is Andreas Meyer that you saw in the background there.
Will he be able to catch him now that Carlo Garbini is stuck in traffic? Let's see how this unfolds. as Carlo is going to try to go through the back markers. Oh, Carlo's got him past there quite easily, but he's got Len Henry right up his tail. Will Len Henry try and pull a move here? Let's see. No, the turbo power has got a lot more power than Len Henry down the straight.
Right now you can see Carlo Garbini there, followed by Len Henry Gobi. Is the positions, it looks like it's going to stay the same. And look at the background there, you can see the German making his way really up strong in this field. Right now you can see the German, we on board now with him as he really clears the back markers now. He's really meaning business. Now he's got Carlo Garbini in his sights. He's going to overtake all of these guys now in one go. Now the German means business. He's going to hammer it down now. This is going to be his last lap. Will he be able to make it? He's really gunning for it. This is Troy Cochrane. This is our race leader now here, Rick Loureiro, finishing off his race. What a fantastic race, and what a pity that his brother couldn't join him. On board now with Manny Ribeiro, also coming in strong here on Nicholas van Zyl. Will he be able to catch Nicholas van Zyl just before the checkered flag? He's going to try everything, and Nicholas just keeps him at bay.
Oh, and we have William Einkammer stuck on the side there, just a few hundred meters from the finish flag. Apparently his gearbox let loose.
Now this is Class B, this is Carlo Garbini, and the Class A car there of Len Henry Gobi taking the checkered flag. And let's see who's going to be next.
Class C, we've got Ian Cotwell. He's still way ahead of everyone in Class C. But we see a bit of a change-up. Matos seems to have gotten in front of Salvi.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting change. Oh, and Matos goes wide. Will Salvi take that opportunity? Oh, that was a sneaky move there by Matos, trying to keep that car as wide as possible.
Let's see what happens. And here's Ian Cotwell. He takes a Class C1, very happy, hitting that roof. And the results from race 1 of the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. In first place, Combined Racing, Rick Loureiro, followed by the Fast Fossil.
The two cars are pretty closely matched, and I think the driver's just as closely matched. I thought I had him once I got past, but I just couldn't down the straights. Brute power, he nips me down to the bottom, and it was hard work. The tires were not going to last if I kept on like that, so I thought let me save some tires for the second race. And to be honest, 6 or 7 months is not in a race car. I'm very unfit.
Class B, Garbini takes it from Meyer, Gulteri and Matos broke out into B.
Yes, I had a great start. I was lucky that the guys were fighting behind me by turn 2, so I managed to pull a bit of a gap and I got in front of an A-class candidate. So we were just pacing each other all the time. We're more or less the same pace. But the car went well, managing the pace. I was lucky I didn't have too much pressure from the guys behind. They had their own fights at the back, but all day good. Temperature's good. Car went well. I'm happy. There's just nothing like Kyalami. You know, you get excited as you hear the date that you're going to be coming here. It is the most amazing track, amazing facilities. The space is just, and everyone's just so happy just to be here. It is unbelievable. Brilliant.
And Class C, Cotwell from Familiaris and Cochrane.
For me, definitely the circuit. It's incredible. The circuit quality is world class. There is literally nothing local that can compare to it. I mean, really, of course the speed. It's far quicker than any other circuit here, it's just so much fun. I think the old circuit was a bit more technical, especially the last sector, but the new circuit is just incredible, so it's a lot more fun. I've been fairly lucky. I've been a driver trainer for a few years, so I've done hundreds of laps on the old circuit and the new circuit, and it's incredible. It's going to be difficult, so starting at the back, so I'm going to have to work my way through, but looking forward to it. It's always a challenge.
So Class D, Gampath, followed by Gous and Einkammer in third position.
Yeah, so Class D, this particular round, there were some very strong contenders. Alan
and Matthew, also Julian, Dino with his new car, but they're very fast. But I think I've proven now that reliability trumps all, because the reliable car made it to the end, and that's how I got the position. Kyalami has always been our track that we always wait for. It's a once a year occasion. We look forward to it. It's one of the best tracks in terms of driving. We really enjoy it. You can really take your car through all its paces. It gives you that feeling of driving in sort of Formula One type event.
And in Class C, high school boy Van Zyl in first, followed by Ribeiro and Giesing.
It really is a special place, and I really love this place. It's my favorite track in the world, until of course I go overseas someday, hopefully. I don't have much of a racing background. I come basically straight from PlayStation last year. I started last year March and built my way up to this, and I won the championship last year for my class, and I'm currently leading the overall championship now. I play on Gran Turismo, Assetto Corsa, and they all teach you really the basics of how to drive fast and carry momentum through a corner, but I guess I can just say I'm fortunate enough to own a car and race. First of all, there's consequences. You can't just send it through a corner and hope for the best, whereas in real life you got to be more careful, you got to brake where you know you can, and be mindful of everyone around you.
And over to the time trials now. This is a very popular segment in our club, where we have a lot of our club members who bring their track toys or their road cars and come have a bit of fun at our track days. Always entertaining. They love these days. You know, they bring out their cars that, you know, just ride around on the road. Now they can actually take advantage of taking it around the track. At the BMW Car Club, we do not discriminate against other brands of vehicles which our members might own, so they're welcome to bring other brands and enjoy the track day. And coming up, we're going to have a quick chat with Philip Smith, one of our regulars at our track days.
Kyalami is motorsport heaven for South Africa. It's the best track that you will find in South Africa. The facility is absolutely fantastic, and the new changes that were brought in on the track just uplifts the track to a totally different level if you compare it to international racing tracks. They extended straight after turn 1 going into a hairpin, and then a very nice fast kink, which is basically a flat out kink that wasn't there before. That makes a very nice change. And then down the old mine shaft, I don't know what the new name is, into I think crocodiles. That's also a very nice change to the track, because it's not straight line braking. You have to apply a different braking strategy, because you basically starting to turn right as you are braking. We refer to that as trail braking.
And an interesting fact about this red safety car that we see here, that's Philip Smith. That's the original car used in the 9 hour in 2019 at Kyalami. And yeah, we have a newcomer to our series, David Oosthuizen. He's prepping that car to come and race with us next year in the race series, a beautiful V8. And yeah, we have Gary Martins in his M2 50D. Yes, that's a 50D motor in a little 2 series. Check that puff of smoke from the diesel. And Fabio Fodetta, unfortunately his race car wasn't ready in time, so he pulled out his M4 GTS. What a stunning car to have on track. Beautiful through those lines there. The GTS is being followed now by another track icon, the Nissan GTR, driven by Mike Lawler.
It's a great experience because you actually get to use the car properly. I mean, in my car, I've never really gotten such an opportunity to stretch its legs. So it's quite enjoyable being out on track, not just the top speed, but also pushing it through the corners and testing your skills and what the car is capable of. For me, Kyalami is a challenging circuit. There's some pretty difficult high-speed corners that need big balls. I don't know if mine are big enough, but I'm pushing. I think the allure is, as I've just alluded to, it's a personal challenge, you know, pushing yourself further and further and see how far you can go without crashing.
And here we have Dawie Olivier in his Black Noble, one of our sponsors from International Race Supplies. he's having fun there today. We also have some of our other members with their historical cars joining us today. They also had a good deal of fun there. So our classes get split between BMW cars, race cars, and naturally aspirated cars, and turbo cars, and road cars, and also with the non-BMW cars that are naturally aspirated and or road cars, and turbo and non-turbo naturally aspirated cars. Here's our famous Tony Viana 745i modified, being piloted by Jackie Schechter today, owned by Pablo Clark Racing and Paulo Cavalieri. What a beautiful car. It was such an honor to have that car on track. And yeah, we have in the orange car the 2002 Ulisani, the ex-BMW CFO for South Africa, China and Russia.
I think it's the heritage that's coming a long time, and it's the only international track that we've got. So I suppose it's that. And you know, when we were kids or much younger, we always came here to watch the races, and I think that's part of the heritage. That's the main thing. And over and above that, it's a international track, so everything is here that you want. I actually enjoy any track. I would say this is a better track. The straight is longer. We all like top speed.
Leon Lopes is one of our regulars and always a top contender for one of the fastest BMWs or the car of the day, or fastest car of the day. Another regular, Johan de Bruin, in his Porsche GT3 Cup car, did wonderfully well at Emerald Speedfest this year. Another fast car on the day was Glenton Rebello in his Birkin S3. Beautiful looking little car, that. Very, very quick. And a stalwart in our club, Paul Munro, in his beautiful E46 M3. Him and Johan de Bruin actually entered the Emerald Speedfest this year, and they had pretty similar times. Very strong cars. Here we have another regular, Clint Spence, with his Subaru WRX STI. And finally, the results from the time trial. We have Leon Lopes with a 152, the fastest car of the day in the time trials.
Right, let's go back to the racing action. This is heat number 2, and this is going to be a reverse grid start. From the fastest lap time, they're going to reverse the grid per category or per class, and you can see immediately here Rick Lorera took advantage of that and going wide on the outside and took actually the whole shot in that corner and really now in front. And you can see Adrian Dalton there also battling. Andreas Meyer now coming through here. He's now at the back of his class. Now he has to fight through, and you can see Carlo Garbini is in front, and Salvi Gualtieri there in the red car as well. It looks like Rick is really pulling away here, Bernard.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Salvi, he's now in Class B because he broke out in race 1, so now he's part of the Class B battle. As we now have a look at the Brat Pack, the Class C guys, the mid-pack guys here, all fighting it out for the same piece of tarmac. Back on board with Andreas Meyer as he's following Carlo Garbini into the S's. Let's see how this pans out. If he can get past here, I think it's going to be a bit too tight for them.
One must understand as well that this car that Andreas Meyer is driving is a normal aspirated car, and Carlo Garbini has got a turbocharged car. So quite fantastic there for Andreas.
There's Jan Everstein. These two, Jan Everstein and the German, they're at every race, neck and neck.
Back on board here with Andreas Meyer now. Carlos Garbini in his scopes. Will Andreas Meyer have the power to come past? Let's have a look here at the action as they come into Crocodiles for the first time of this race. Andreas Meyer is applying the pressure all over here, and you can see Salvi Gualtieri is going a little bit wide there. And Andreas going to take it, and he's really hard on the brakes. And Salvi still wide. It looks like there's something happening there. We're going to look and see what happened there. Right, here comes Andreas Meyer now for the first lap.
And back to the Brat Pack again, Class C and Class D guys, as they're going through the Crocodile. That's William Ankamera and his lone. Oh, we got a spinner there. Who's that? The Pullman, Osby Joni. He spun from Class B. Back on board with Manny Ribeiro. He goes past the stricken Oz Biagioni. Manny's currently in third position, going into cheaters, chasing the 2 cars in front of him, which is Herbst and Gous.
Well, there we can see Salvi stuck there on the left-hand side.
I think he spun there with Andreas earlier on.
I think so too. So back on board here with Manny, he's fighting his way through. You can see the steering wheel, and this is real good action as we see the cars coming through. That's Gous in the yellow M3. Len Henry Gobi coming past here now. Carlo Garbini, followed by David Kutsia. Then Andreas Meyer. Here comes Jan Everstein, Familiaris, Cotwell. Then Cochran.
Then Gearing, Reynolds, Smith.
Back on board here with Andreas Meyer as he overtakes David Kutsia. This is really, has his focus now on Carlo Carbini. Now let's see what he's going to do. This sequential box is going to help him absolutely great up this hill. Will this be the overtaking chance for him?
Once again, he has a Class C battle, and it's at Station Wagon and Ian Cotwell in his 235. That Station Wagon is quick. Back on board now with Nicholas van Zyl for the first time in his, it's actually a 128, it was a 130, racing in Class E. He's our current leader in the championships and doing very well. Schoolboy, 17 years old, look at him downshifting there, overtaking Gous.
Right, it looks like Nicholas van Zyl has got Manny Ribeiro now in his sights, and they had a fantastic close race in the first heat. And let's see who's going to get top honours for this class. This is Class E, and it really becomes a great battle here at Kyalami.
Oh, David Kutsia, he's stricken. We saw a shot earlier on when Van Zyl went past. Something's gone wrong with the Class B car.
Yeah, I don't think David's going to be happy with his performance today, or the car's performance, let's say that rather. And here comes Cotwell. In front of him is Familiaris. These two really have a good
overtaking move. I think Cotwell's going to make it. He's going to make it stick. Let's see. He's got it. He's in front of Familiaris.
Look at that touring go. I can see the left front wheel. Look at this left front wheel now off the ground as he corners there.
And here we have René Smith with Neil Reynolds and Varish Gampath. Or a 3-way battle here.
I tell you, it's such nice action to see these guys so close to each other going around the corners.
And Barish is in a Class D car, so it's quite impressive that he's keeping up to these Class C guys. Oz, something's wrong with Oz. Why is he slowing down?
Yeah, I see Carlo Garbini coming through, Andreas Meyer coming through there. Yeah, Oz there's not going anywhere there. Andreas Meyer now back on board here.
Let's see if he can get past Carlo Garbini. He's got him now in his sights. Let's see if this STC car of Andreas Meyer, the German as we call him, can get past the Italian Garbini, the coffee man.
Let me tell you, Andreas is applying a lot of pressure on Garbini here, and you can see Garbini trying to close that door. And Andreas Meyer does not have the power that the turbo car has got. They are battling here. Carlo Garbini knows he has to take out all the stops to fend off this Andreas Meyer that's really having his sights on the win today.
Look at how that turbo car just pulls away from the naturally aspirated car. But I think now in the corners, that's where Andreas will have the advantage. And Oz is now back fighting. I think he's a lap down now. But he's back on track and fighting.
Great action here now as we see Carlo Garbini in front. Oh, what happens there? Great ball of fire as Carlo Garbini pulls to the side. Andreas Meyer takes the opportunity and overtakes him. We're going to probably see there's a lot of smoke and parts flying everywhere.
There goes his gearbox. That was his gearbox that just went.
My goodness, that's causing havoc.
I wonder if Carlo will be able to finish the race.
Well, this is some slow-mo action. And you can see the ball of flames really underneath the car. You can see Cotwell and Familiaris making their way past Garbini. And this is a great battle here. Smith followed by Reynolds. And they're going down this straight. Right, here's Rob Gearing in the beautiful turnout E30. And here you can see Renee Smith followed by Reynolds. And I see Gampath in the back just coming into the picture as they make their way around the track here. Quite a close race here in this part of the action. And there you can see Troy Cochran passing Garbini. That's really slowing down now after that explosion of his vehicle, or of some of the parts, and he's really slowing down. Now you can see a real close battle here between Manny Ribeiro and Nicholas van Zyl. Nicholas van Zyl is on the outside, and you can see the first place there of Rick Lorero. Are they going to see him? And Rick is looking for a way past. He's letting them fighting out the battle there, and Manny makes way for him, and Rick going past. Manny tries to keep up with that A-class car, and you can see the power of that car just really leaving standing in his track. Really great race here for Rick Lorero as he pulled away really from the rest of the pack, as Alvan Steenkamp, his second rival, is nowhere to be found. Now on board here with Nicholas van Zyl.
Nicholas having a lekker ding-dong with Manny Ribeiro. These two are hammer and tong at each other. I wonder if the youngster will be able to get past the experience of Manny Ribeiro. Back in Class C, yeah, Rob Gearing with that E30 325AS, followed by Smith and Reynolds. And we have a change-up for Class D. Matthew Wadley has overtaken Varish Gampath, and just behind him is Salvi, who's back on the track after his spin, followed by Trevor Long and Alan Hilligan in his new orange car.
And there you can see our race leader at the back there with the blue bumpers. This is Rick Lorero. He's really, if nothing happens, he's going to go in for the win this time around. He's not taking nonsense.
As he overtakes a rental, that is William Ankamer in his rental car.
Right, I see also Adrian Dalton there overtaking Manny Ribeiro and van Zyl, who's having their own battle in their own class around the track here, and really a great battle that was.
Back on board with Manny. Can he keep van Zyl at bay? Going a bit wide there, using as much of the track as possible.
Now you can see Manny is looking in his rear view mirror as he sees van Zyl closing in.
And Smith and Reynolds still at it. Varish hasn't given up the chase. He still wants to get past old Matthew there. They're side by side. Can he do it? Can he do it? That old 325 CI. Can he take on the M3? And it doesn't look like it. I think Matthew's going to have the line going through Cheetah. He does. He stays in front.
That was a quite nice battle there, and it stays the same. So we've got Renee Smith there, followed by Neil Reynolds. And coming down here, this is a great battle. Manny is taking the inside line. Van Zyl is outside line. What's going to happen here? Oh, sneaky move there by van Zyl.
That was great. They almost touched. Let's see what happens now through Cheetah. Will Manny retain the lead? He's lost it. Van Zyl, what happened there? Manny caught the car. Well done, Manny.
I tell you, Manny is not going to be happy with that as he throws his hand up. And that has cost Manny a little bit of a position there, and he's not going to be happy at all. This is Len Andrew Gobi passing now Garbini there with the slowdown car, and Host coming in the yellow M3.
There's Andreas. Andreas is already up to the back markers. He's closing up on Gous.
Now you can see the talent of Andreas Meyer really coming through. And this is Rick Lorero taking the win for the Class A leaders. That's fantastic action, fantastic driven by Rick Lorero. What a pity his brother couldn't join him. Right, Andreas Meyer now on board here. Listen to this gear change as Andreas Meyer celebrates in his car. Absolutely great action. And this is the fantastic battle that we saw in Class E. Nicholas van Zyl actually squeezed through to take the win from Manny Ribeiro. So a double win there for Rick Lorero, followed by Alvan Steenkamp and Adrian Dalton.
Now, I saw a gap. I started in 4th place, but I was on the right-hand side and I saw it kind of looked like Adrian was trying to come across to try and hold Alvain back because he had Len starting the Z4 because he's running on slicks in first. So I saw a bit of a gap on the right-hand side by the kink, and I managed to just squeeze my way through before everyone turned. And then afterwards, lunchtime my tires got a bit hot, probably about lap 3. I managed to maintain it. It wasn't. I much preferred it now than lunchtime.
And in Class B, overall winner and for the race, Andreas Meyer, followed by Jan Everstein and Osby Ajoni.
I broke out, that's why in race 1 I was second last on the grid, so I took the penalty to stay in my Class B. And I got second in Class B with the fastest lap time. That's why race 2 I started again in the back, but this time of B, not of the field. And I caught all of them, had a bit of luck because 2 competitors had some problems with their cars. One, I think, cylinder, head gasket. Another one, a little bit of oil underneath and some flames. So it's quite interesting to follow these turbo cars. Breaking out of Class B with a normally aspirated car on this track, on semis, these lap times, breakout times were set for slicks originally. And I'm doing these lap times now on semis. So my car is running perfectly fine. Thanks a lot for that fast development once again. They are preparing my car. And the car is out of this world.
So Class C, a double win there for Ian Cotwell, Troy Cochran second, Renier Smith third.
And Class D, first Matthew Wadley, second Varish Gunpath, and third William Ainkamera.
Started last in class, had a good battle with Varish, managed to get past Alan and Trevor and William. Still got an issue with a fuel pressure issue on the car, but finally got me home luckily. Bottom of the mine shaft, it's about the worst. But we made it work and got a win for the class for the second race.
So Class E, Nicholas van Zyl, Manny Ribeiro second place, Rupert Gissing third.
This race was 100 times better. Me and Manny were battling it out the entire race. First we started at the back and we just cleared all the traffic, all the slower guys. We were just battling like this the whole time. Until eventually I outbraked him at the bowl and I came for the win.
On behalf of BMW Car Club Gauteng, we would like to say thank you to our main sponsor, Bridgestone, and our associate sponsors, i2, Mean Wraps, Les Michaelis Insurance, and then Roof Surgeon and International Race Supplies.